Alright guys, how's it going? This is episode 11 of Into the Black. Right, I was using Eyefinity in the last one, however I noticed that there was just a little issue regarding kind of like judder in the video. I think it's a CPU that's at fault. It's a decent enough CPU, yeah, but I can't overclock it because it's not an overclockable version. And I noticed that the CPU was causing an issue with basically just being overloaded while I recorded. It's absolutely fine while playing, it's just the recording and playing at the same time not quite working. I won't be upgrading my PC for at least another year, I don't think, anyway. So we're back to the single screen. My immersion level is through the floor, but the video quality is obviously what matters most. Now I logged out at this water world, but I think I'm at the dark side, yeah. This thing here, this big black thing. We're just going to head on though, continue on to the Eagle Nebula in this episode. Right, so we're about 1300 light years distant. A B9 with a G pretty close by and an A9. This looks like a pretty interesting system. 200 light years distant. And the galaxy map not quite working. Great. Right, but that's where we'll head to. Oh, nice. Yeah, pretty nice entrance with a little red one in behind. Pretty weird looking system. No planets again. I hope that's not going to be another one of those episodes. It's another system with no planets. I'm starting to wonder if I'm maybe bugged now or something. No new planets? What's the chances of going to 3 multiple star systems in a row and there being no planets? Can't be very high, surely. We've all been crappy little reds like that. Alright, now I'm gonna guess this is my target star.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
That's been pretty fast at least.
Frameshift drive charging.
Now I'm expecting the G to be pretty nearby, which is why I'm so interested in this one. Class B, a Class G with a Class A a bit further out, I believe. Right. Sadly though, there are no planets again. What is going on with this area that I am in? Right, 235 days out, so it's not far away. This one's much further away. A real dearth of planetary bodies. It does mean I'll get to the Eagle Nebula much faster, of course, yeah? It's not like I'm going to get sidetracked or anything, is it? F9K5M7 or K7 and a double M. I'm going to go for this F9. That's F9K5M7. Right, an F9. Oh, you're kidding. I mean, what is going on? Crappy little ice ball. A G9 and an M6. Well, I'm going to do a quick skip over to this one. A very yellow looking one, this. I'm starting to wonder if I'm just bugged somehow. I should not be getting so many systems without planets. What, I mean, what is going on here? Jump over this G6. Right, finally we get some planets, but they're all just frozen. Or, that's a high metal. That's quite interesting. A triple planet? 9.8 days, 9.8 days, and 27.4 days. They're all tiny though. A couple of Bs. Right, let's head out a bit before I jump to these Bs. Just to see if I can see anything around about the Eagle Nebula. It is right on the plane of the galaxy, yeah, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to pick out stars. And it's a lot of Class F, so they're not going to be as bright. When I approached the Omega Nebula, you could see those stars very brightly from pretty far away, but you're probably not going to see that with this one, not as much, because the stars themselves aren't as bright and we're going to have an issue with the background of the Milky Way. Right, now this is just happening too much now, I think. I mean, I'm only going to accept coincidence so far. Every system I go to has just got the stars, there's no planets around. Right, a double A and a double K. Right, now, double A, pretty close double A in fact, and this K is not too far away, and this one is. But the interesting thing is, I'm guessing that's just a water world really. However, because it's a water world and it's going to have some nice stars around it, I'm going to go out and scan it. And probably going to get a nice picture as well. Right, so we'll go scan these planets. It's going to be a little bit far for it to be a really good picture, I think. It's pretty small, this one again. And it is only water. Let's see if I can get a decent picture of it. With the stars in the background. Quite a nice looking planet. Even though it's very small. That's how easy it is to get a good screenshot. I'm heading a little bit closer. I want to keep all three stars in the shot though, yeah. Even though the class K not that bright from here. It's just so smart. They've really got a lot added to the game with the outside camera. Right, so on we go. Look at this one nearby, an F2, a G4, a G1, an M2, an L3 and an M0. Clearly I will be going there. Right, would you believe it? Because that is an Earthlight for sure. That could be a nice one, that. Just a high metal. Now those two are extremely close together, but they're really far away from the Class F, unfortunately. Right, so it's the second planet out. Some distance really, 1624 light seconds. That's an Earthlight. Did I sound a bit too blasé there? Yeah. It's just because I knew it was an Earthlight, yeah. Let's have a look at her. I think what it is that they really nailed in this game is the colours. Really got the colours, the light rays and everything just spot on. Quite an interesting little collection of stars over there. I wonder what that is. A ring and then a belt. Yeah, I'm a bit intrigued by that. This one looks like it's got more continents. Yeah, it's a kind of very long, stringy landmass. Now what's that, a mountain or is that clouds or something? Ah, she is a beauty for sure. Yeah, no question. I wonder if I will ever find one with rings though. That has got to be the holy grail, I would say. An Earthlight with rings, or an ammonia world with rings maybe? I mean, can't be very high chances of that when you think about it. They're rare enough as it is. I'm going to skip over this G7K0 here. One last look at it.
Frameshift drive charging.
This was a pretty good distance, but it's going to be high metal. Alright, so not an awful lot in this G and K. Continue on to the nebula. Alright, a double K and an M, or a K and a double M. Well, I'm going to go for the double K and the M, obviously, because Ks are better than Ms. Alright, so must be pretty close by given the light rays when I entered. Yep, 132 light seconds away. Nice looking K, this one. Now, where's its neighbour? There we go. So one thing you notice when you do get stars that close together, there are no planets quite a lot at the time, yeah, because they would just get thrown out, or they wouldn't have been able to form because of the, you know, the interactions between the two stars. Right, two Ks and an M again. Sadly though, we've just got a bunch of stars again. Right, now it looks like maybe see something inside the Eagle Nebula now. Looks kind of blue. Let's go a little bit further just to see how that opens up. But yeah, there's definitely a blue star bang in the middle of the nebula now. Yep. Alright, so a G6, an M2 and a K5. So the M's going to be nearby. Worth jumping into though. $87 new objects. Right, so the little red one's 10.6 away. This one's 1.5 million. Now there's 86 objects, but there is nothing that I will be scanning. What's this? It's not something you see a lot of really. Ringed moons. No, there's nothing there I'm going to scan. And as I said, there's a class M. Pretty nearby. Right then, nothing there. It's just water, isn't it? Well, it's not too far out at 45,500. Is that just water? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. So I'm not going to go there. A8F3K7M2, that was one that you really ought to go to. I'm actually just going to go to that one. I'll ignore the one that I said I was going to go to. I'll jump in here. So many stars in this game. You could really... You just scan this stuff all day. It's pretty relaxing actually. You know, there's no stress whatsoever. I guess that's why a lot of people enjoy it. Each new system like a lucky bag really. Whoa. Nice. It's just the stars though. And these two are very close together as well. Not as close as those two though. Right, I'm not actually going to be daft and log out here because you can probably tell what's likely to happen. So let's find another star to jump to. Right, so you're the target. F5K5G5. A couple of nice looking ones around here. Now, strangely, I appear to have lost my start in the nebula. I don't know what that's all about. Unless I'm going backwards again. Nice looking star, this one. Right, so nothing around the F, there's nothing around the K. There's gonna be nothing interesting here. Quick look at the galaxy map to see how far away we are from the Eagle Nebula. We started off, what was it, about 1300 out? I must have made good progress today, surely, in this hour. Yeah, we're only 800 away, so that's 500 light years in about an hour. That's about as good a progress as you'll ever see me making towards something. Right, so annoyingly I just got a blue screen of death. I think I've lost about half an hour or so, so it's not exactly a tragedy or anything. I had just jumped into an area where I thought there was an awful lot of similar looking systems. Yeah, we had an F, a K and an M there. Here is an F, a K and an M. Here is an F, a K and an M. Yeah, 3 FKs and M's. There may even have been another one. An F and an M. Yeah, there's some interesting systems around here. This double F's quite intriguing. So maybe jump over there after I go here. Right, now that must be, well, there's a good chance that's going to be a supergiant or something. Kind of orangey reddy coloured one.
3, 2, 1, engage.
So I'm going to have a check for that on the map. Yeah, I keep thinking this could be an ammonia world, but it's not. Right, so I'm guessing this is the, yeah, just a giant. Obviously well worth visiting though. 41 light years distance, so if I remember, I'll go there. I guess that's something that's worth talking about, yeah? I mean, obviously when you have a look around, it's difficult to see on YouTube, yeah? But for me, this is very clear that all these stars around here are all blue or white stars, and those are the stars that you expect to see at night. It's the same when you look up at the sky. You see the brightest ones. When you see something like this, which is clearly red or orange, and it's pretty bright, then either it's really close or it's a giant star of some description. There's another one here, which could well be another one. So if you ever find a star that's, you know, pretty different, obviously different colour, like normally red or something like that, then chances are it's going to be a giant. It is worth, you know, it's definitely worth thinking about, because otherwise I would not have even looked for that. I would not have found that star on the map because I'm so close in the galaxy map. That was a pretty odd entrance. Extremely bright. So many flares on this star. Now that's a kind of odd looking shape, isn't it? It's massive. Now how far out are you? Not that far maybe? There's a couple of interesting things in here. I just have to have a look at this. Yeah, it's actually a pretty tight system. The furthest away object is only 8,000 light seconds. And that's like 4 stars, so all of this is pretty scannable. I do want to pay this a visit simply because it's so close in, and look at the shape of it. Pretty bizarre looking shape. And obviously I'm going to scan this anyway. How cool is that? Even those crappy little planets can give you some pretty cool views if they're close enough to a star. Pretty sure this is just going to be a high metal. Yep. Not even terraformable. Right, so this hot Jupiter, I'm guessing. Although, you wonder just how hot it will be because it's only a class L star, yeah. Now these two look pretty close together from here, but we'll see how close they actually are together. It could make for a pretty smart picture with the gas giant so nearby as well. You can see the gas giant already. Yeah. I suppose that I'm about 600 out now. Yeah, you can see the dark black circle. This could be pretty cool, this one. You can see it's clearly very big. It's a little bit of a shame I'm not going to be able to get both of the brown dwarfs in the picture. It's just a class 3, there's nothing remarkable about it, apart from how bizarre it looks from here. What does that look like? Yeah, I'm not sure you'd believe that if you saw it with your own eyes. You'd be like, what is going on? Is it a star with a hole in it? Yeah, even though it's that close, it's not that hot. But obviously it's still like an oven, yeah, but literally like an oven. But considering how close it is. You know, one of the things about the game which seems a little bit off is there should be an awful lot more of these type of things around normal stars. From what we have, basically from what we know so far with Kepler and other planet hunting telescopes, other planet hunting methods, they seem to be throwing up an awful lot of these type of what we call hot Jupiters, which is like gas giants very close into the star, like this kind of close. Yet you don't really see an awful lot of them in the actual game. The reason we can pick them up is because they're obviously very easy to pick up, because the light of the star dims. So long as, like, you know, they're in a straight line between us and the starlight actually dims when the gas giant crosses over it. And that's how we know. And we know how close in they are as well. Kepler throws out quite a lot of these. We do see them an awful lot, simply because, you know, because of their ease. That is the easiest planet for us to find, the easiest extrasolar planet for us to find so far. But yeah, there's really not an awful lot of them in the actual game. Let's continue into a red giant note. Alright, it's a kind of orangey looking one. It's a pretty big star, this. Yeah, it's been discovered. Again, if people are just looking for large objects, then well, it's pretty simple. If you just, you know, scroll out, you're going to see the brightest stuff. The biggest and brightest stars. They are pretty obvious. Right, there's nothing around it though, so let's continue onward. Don't think I'm going to reach the nebula this episode. I've kind of talked about a few things. And in all honesty, I have gone kind of sideways. There's a double K, but I think I prefer this GKM. It's a very short jump over. Maybe go at the double K after this one. Yeah, annoyingly, it's just the stars. We'll jump over to this double K, seeing as it's on the route anyway. Let's see if I can also see anything else about this Eagle Nebula. I don't think so. I'm probably under 1,000 light years now, but it's still just a pretty black blob with two slightly less black, a couple of purple blotches inside it. A large K, and that's it. Yeah, there's been an awful lot of those systems in this episode again. I don't know why it's got like that. Yeah, I've either been lucky the previous episodes, or I've just been getting unlucky these last couple. I mean, I'm not complaining, I've had some pretty nice stuff all the same. Earth-like worlds and all that stuff, and ringed water world. It's just that, you know, the average system has been appallingly bad. Here's an A5 and a couple of M's. Try this one. Haven't been to an A for a while. It's starting to see a bit more feature within the nebula now.
2, 1, engage.
It's not just the black circle that it's been in my journey so far. There may be a star inside it that we can see now as well. I'm not sure about that though. After the last time. It's probably just a foreground star again. This one here. Keep an eye on it though. Would you believe it? We have got 3 stars. That seems to be happening with the triples more than anything else. It's getting pretty unbelievable though, yeah. I mean, Is this what you guys see a lot? Because I've really been getting it a lot recently. Still, the good news with that is it lets me get on my way to my target faster. And if I can an M, FKF, that's a tempting one. Alright, so that's FKM, then this FK... Where are you? Yeah, that's FKF. Right, we're getting close to some pretty good looking systems here now. A G and a K is a good one. I would also have to say that I'm getting precious few water worlds compared to what I was getting before as well. I think I've just been getting lucky to start with. Now as you can see, I was right about it just being a foreground star. There is no longer any star in the nebula again. I'm guessing I'm not going to see any until very, very close. Right, an F, 2 Gs and a K. If there isn't something really nice around this, and I don't know what I'm going to have to do to find something. Actually, I'm going to go into this FKF first of all, and then I'll jump over to that one. 2 chances at something really nice. You're pretty far out. And that's just water. Not going to it, because you've got another system over here. An F2 Gs and a K. That's just everything you would look for as an explorer. Assuming you were hunting down some nice Earth-like worlds and stuff like that.
Fuel scooping.
Right, we can see the Eagle Nebula is starting to get a little bit bigger now. Whoa. That was smart. And sadly... it's just... I'm just finding this really hard to believe now, yeah. Oh, this is pretty close as well. This one's far out, but I'm going to get a nice shot of these 3 stars together for sure. Yeah, I'm never going to turn down a screenshot like that though. Right, so it was worth coming just simply for the shot at least. I should probably scan them as well while I'm here, eh? Right, a double F and an M. Right, and then we'll be jumping over to that quintuple right afterwards. If this was just a little bit closer in. It's too far out. It's nice. Obviously it's just going to be a nice world with rings. Had it been a little bit closer. 7.5 though, that's sort of class A range. Yeah, that's quite odd looking because you can see that this one's got the larger radius. I just noticed that looking at it, but this one's more massive. They're pretty close together. Again, this is another pretty close quintuple. Yeah, because these two are extremely close together.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
This is gonna be smart. It's just awesome, isn't it? Now I wonder just how far is it going to be possible to get a decent shot from this planet. Kind of far out, but we'll head over to see. I do like these shots with the planets and multiple stars. I think it's I think those are pretty cool. Stars themselves are going to be, yeah, they'll be bright, but they're not going to be huge, obviously. Yeah, that little class M is just a little bit too close to the F. You can barely resolve it from here. Yeah, it just looks like two class Fs. You can barely see the M at all. Got the Magellanic Clouds though. It's not a bad looking little planet, this one actually. Right, but we're almost done with another hour. So I'm going to jump into this quintuple. Alright, that's interesting looking over there as well. Yeah, that's pretty interesting too. I'm going to go to this quintuple and I'll see how far away I am from the Eagle Nebula. This is a good looking planet. A shot of this one, I think. Yeah, even some of these high metals are not bad looking. It's got the nitrogen atmosphere, which kind of gives it that nice blue glow. Right, now I'm thinking I can see some stars inside the nebula. Looks like two eyes. Whoa, that was really close. There are two right next to this, I think. Look at this for a system. There's one right behind it as well. This is going to be smart. Right, now. Yeah, we've got 4 stars. Dear God, look how close these are. 0.3 days. I flew right past them on my way in. Yeah, I jumped past all of that to get to that. This is a death trap, this system, for sure. There'll be people running into trouble here, I bet. Look at those two. Yeah, this is just a little bit too far out. 40,000 days. It really is. Not in between these two. It's a shame. It would have been nice to have had a planet nearby all these 4 stars. I'll maybe get a decent shot of the 4 stars alone though. You got to question if a system like this could actually exist though, yeah? I mean, 4 stars that close together. Why would that not, combine into making maybe, say, a class A? Or a class B even? The combined mass of all that? Now, you really would have thought that, it would all have spun into 1 star, not 4 stars so close together. So maybe there's some kind of migration going on at some point. Would it actually evolve further out but get closer together over time? Must be something like that, really. But yeah, I've got some pretty nice pictures in this episode for sure. And we're about 600 distant from the nebula. I shall see you in the next one.